Just so you're aware, we are now technically live, so anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law.
Ah, shit crackers.
Oh, shit crackers! They can't see you, but yeah.
Thank you, by the way, your phone's there for you.
Yeah, I saw, thank you. I'm assuming that was a text for you.
Metroid Prime Hunter, that brings back some memories.
Yeah. Have you played Dread?
Nope.
Sure, you can do that later if you want. Boo, you suck, your Cantonese is shit. Yes, I know my Cantonese is shit, so is my Mandarin. Shut up. My lineage is bullshit. Yeah, come here and say that to my face. But bring weed.
Yeah. 2 Prime Hunters?
Yeah, I know, right? Okay. Maybe I'll just ask Mochi if he can. Mochi, can you hear me? Am I saying your name right? Apparently I have no current viewers. But apparently I also have 3 views. What the hell? Oh! Okay, I've got Mochi in live chat, which is awesome. I have 2 current viewers, allegedly. I'm pretty sure I'm one of them. Just giving them a second to... Now you can hear me, okay. I was the one with the sound off. Well, that's your fault. Perfect. You know what, over there. And... I usually do this with like headphones in, like earbuds in, and then I just listen to music while I'm doing it, at least to start off. Not doing that today, because I don't want to get copyrighted. Oh, dead. Show us your rascal kung fu. I'm not Vong Shung. Okay, yeah. I just wanted to see if it was if you got a text from her. No. Oh, and I do it this way because I have this. That's part of the reason I got it. Okay, let's. Make a little bit of space. That's not going to stay there. Don't worry. Where's Zoidberg? Hey!
Oh, hello.
We're here. Okay. So, yeah, again, this is going to be a little different from my usual stuff. Normally I start off doing my 3 forms. I don't think I'm going to do that today. I want to try and get through a lot of stuff. My cousin Andrew, he's looking pretty good. Just a great dummy altogether. And as you can see, my wooden dummy is not yet finished being built. But, you know, we're getting there. I really don't know how to start this. Aside from making fun of people. So I'm going to move this out of the way so we actually have room to move. Because we will be moving. Can you demo how you do a full power punch to the front of the opponent? I mean, yes. I can. You do it like this. Turn. Don't move, okay? You do it like that. Get hip alignment. And notice how my arm is actually bent on impact. Now, that's probably not going to be my target. My target's probably going to be more like that. I just don't want to hurt him. So, I'll do it kind of there. And then we move through it. See, like I said, it's not going to hurt, but it's going to be kind of like that, yeah? Mm-hmm. Okay. So yeah, that would, and you said throat, yeah. So that's sort of how we function. And I wanted to make that clear. It's one of the things I wanted to bring up because I know there's a lot of people that talk about follow through and how to punch, and I see a lot of just this. And you can't hit a person like that. When you're in combat, you're going to hit close on and then launch through. So there's actual stages to it. Well, yeah. Okay, so we will do some very, very, very basic beginner stuff. So if you turn and face me for a second. So you're going to punch kind of the same way I'm about to, right? Okay. So you can do stance if you want to. Don't worry if you can't. All you have to do, elbow into the center, kind of in front of your belly button, and then just straight out, one over the other.
Just keep doing it?
Just keep doing that.
Okay.
Okay, cool. One over the other. Try and keep your elbows in the middle. And I'm going to do that with you. So the idea here, this is just, very, very basic punching drill. I'm trying to get closer so that if I was to hit you, I would actually hit you.
Yes.
Yeah? Now, notice your arm's going way over there.
Yes.
Try and keep on center. Good. Okay. Wow, there's a lot of it correct. Okay. Punch. Keep going. Stop. Elbow. In. Fist. Up. Okay, now keep going. So you see your elbows go over top, right?
Yes.
Yeah? Keep going? Okay, cool. A little bit slower. Punch, punch. Okay. Keep going. Try and keep on the center. There you go. So I wanted to do this first because this is going to kind of set you up for my next things that are going to become important. Notice how when I punch, this doesn't work very well with somebody that doesn't know what they're doing. Okay, stop. Notice how I'm on center and you're way over there, right? That happens because I'm already on center when I start. And then I go, keep punch slow. And I'm already there. My hand is already on center. Punch. My elbow is on center. I'm already there. Keep going. Keep going. There you go. So I'm already on center when I'm doing that. If you were to take the center and I'm over here, obviously bad for me. But that's where that's gonna, I would stop here because that is that box. Yeah? Okay, keep punching. I'm gonna change what I'm doing a little bit. All right? Okay. Keep going. There we go. So now, for those of you that obviously know, I'm doing more of a tan sao and a fuk sao. Or I can do a fuk for both. I can have to stay center. If you're going to go outside, what happens here? I'll show you just so you're aware. If you punch out this side, go ahead. That happens.
Yes.
You don't want that to happen. So try and keep your hands in center. In fact, try and keep one hand back. Hand up. Open hand. Open. There you go. One hand out. Now, obviously, I don't have a lot of time to go over a lot of this, but
so really, I want to stance then.
Oh, you would want to stance for sure. There you go. Watch your elbows. Elbow in. So it's actually more your elbow that's going to be on the center line than your fist. Yeah, well, we're going to change that in a second. Keep going. Keep punching. And if I add my shift, this just becomes that much easier for me to deal with, right? Each one of my techniques has gone out towards him so that I'm here. And then if I miss, I still hit. Pak sao. Okay, so yes, we will do a pak sao. If you keep doing that, a pak would be more like that. This is just a drill. Pak sao in combat is a little bit different, And yeah, I can knock him out of the stance if I want to. I'm going to elaborate on this like I'm trying to crash course a ton of shit all at once, right? Keep punching. Normally, I would want both my hands in action, right? A little bit slower. The camera doesn't pick up that fast.
Yes!
Right? So one of my hands is always striking. In combat, if you go again, I want to be here. And you notice how that actually turned him. I didn't push him over there. I'm striking in towards his center. It just causes him to turn. Now from here, I get to do all kinds of crazy fun shit, where I can take out his legs and his arms and all kinds of shit, right? Elbow, takedown, whatever it is. I think I mentioned to some people before this, very therapeutic watching it. Yeah, it is. It's therapeutic doing it. That I use a lot of bridge contact. I use a lot of bridge control. So if we were fighting, if you took your punches, if I was doing this and then you went back, and then I'm like, oh, fuck, and then I'm gonna punch you, and then you're gonna block my punch, and then fuck that, right? Or even like boxing style. If you're gonna throw like a couple of boxing type whatevers, again, slow, but go ahead and do it, right? As soon as you move to your next thing, notice how I'm still here. I actually followed him in, and I maintained contact. So now even though I'm no longer in contact with that hand, I'm in contact here, and I can, again, manipulate wherever I want. As much as possible, I try not to do this. So if you, again, kind of slow, but throw a punch, I try not to do that. And then as you pull back for your next one, let go, and then redart. I want to connect, and then as he moves, I move in. I follow each technique. I hit my target. Now this is actually a good position for you, believe it or not, because all you have to do is raise your elbow. And I'm not hitting you anymore. And actually, if you face me, and launch into me, my arm is not in a great position. This is not great for me. Fortunately, I have two. Stepping in is the key to a lot. Yes, absolutely. I do want to cover the tonsel really quick. So if your hand is out, you don't need to punch, just hand out. Our tonsel, you'll notice I actually curve mine a fair bit. I see a lot of people do this. A lot of people do this. Mine, you'll notice the arm maintains as much contact here as I can, because that's what's going to allow me, the more contact I have, same thing with the fluke. I'm not grabbing, this isn't a grab, I'm just draping and manipulating, and I'm not applying pressure, but I can feel everything he does. Oh, that's one thing I forgot to, I was going to grab a blindfold. So it doesn't matter what he does, you can pull your hand back, you can strike me with it, whatever you want to do. I can move in, and actually I didn't do that quite right. It's very light. Yes, I touch hands with the same pressure. Ton is always like that. Yeah, exactly. And it's fun too, because then we can Chun and tuck. I don't know if this is going to work, but I want to try something. Okay. All you have to do is stay in contact with my arms. Okay? Don't push back, just stay in contact. There you go. So this is stay in contact with the arm. Not here. Here.
So wax on.
Kind of. So you notice this is one that I've kind of mentioned before as well, where this is a version of our chi sao, where we're in very close contact here. And I can do it that way. Jeez, you're light. I can do it this way.
You want me to be?
Well, I want you to be kind of in the middle. You don't need to fight back, because then you're going to change what I'm trying to talk about. But don't be like, you know. I can do it this way too. I can do it this way. Outside is a lot harder. Let's just do one arm. Resist. Don't push back. Resist. Okay? So if I try and use my wrist, it's not going to work. In fact, if I use my wrist too much, really resist. Again, don't push back, but really resist. And I notice how my elbow can actually pop out. I want to keep that. But if I keep my elbow down, and my point of contact is along my arm, not my wrist, and I make small circles using this as a pivot point, resist.
I did.
Ah. So now you've changed, right? Now you're over here. There's your Paxao. Right? Paxao is just a moment. This is not going to hurt, but it's going to be a little bit more, okay? Paxao is just a moment where I can Pak and should be accompanied with something else. This, again, resist. Ah, so now he's pushing back, which is fine. This is fine. Keep doing that. So he's pushing back. So obviously this isn't working anymore. Yeah, I can drop down, whatever, but he's really, really strong. He's not. He's really strong. I can't fight back. That's when I let it go and move on to the next thing. Going back to the Fuxao, because I can't remember what person said. There was somebody in our chat the other day that was talking about it from the outside. Our Fuxao is just a drape, right? Any addition in there comes from the stance, comes from a jut, comes from just small shifts. I'm not pulling my hand back. In fact, while my wrist does move, everything is down here and into the floor. So I can actually step while maintaining that. Punch again. We'll do that same punching in two things. That's different. Yeah. Okay, just punch. Okay. There you go. So if I'm doing this, ooh, you've gotten harder. Now I'm doing a fuk tan here, not fuk fuk. Right? I can do fuk fuk. I can do tan tan. Now I don't know about you, but am I using a lot of strength?
No.
No? Okay. I'm going to. You see how that?
No.
You see how that changes a lot of things. I got punched in the jaw, in the chin. I don't have a beard to protect me anymore. But you notice how that changed things, where now it's way over here, as opposed to I'm just receiving. Go again. Ooh, now I'm on the indoor. I didn't want to do that. It's not where I want things. Here, I just want to hit. Bong Sao. Let's cover that real quick.
Keep punching?
No. So there was somebody, and I want to be clear, anything I'm saying is my lineage, my understanding of the art. There may be other ones, and I would love to hear and see them. So don't, just because I'm saying something that I do and it's different from what you, please don't think that I'm telling you that you're an asshole or you're an idiot or anything like that. We have different ideas. So a Bong Sao, drop your elbow. Okay. So you're going to punch here. No, same hand.
With this one?
Same hand.
Well, how would I do that?
You wouldn't. But you're going to. No. Okay. Like that.
Oh.
So Bong Sao turns there, right? My elbow goes towards him. That wasn't a great one. But it turns. It's not pushing it to the side. It's not with the wrist. The elbow goes forward. The hips turn. The wrist drops. And then from there we roll and do whatever else, right? Somebody in chat was saying that they do their Bong Sao without lifting the elbow past the wrist. To me, this is more of a lan. I can't hold this position in this case. You can, yeah, press down, go ahead. I can't hold that. What I can do, go ahead, is go back on top. Being on top is our preferred position. So then from here, and I will get into more free stuff now. If this was kind of our position here, what would you want to do? Don't tell me, just do it.
I can't think of nothing.
You're gonna fight, you're gonna hit with that hand, you're gonna hit with that hand, you're gonna kick, what are you gonna do? What do you feel at the moment? Cool. So, that was a lan movement. I could have, just as easily, if you did that same one again, could have, you know what? I don't know if I could go that way. I think I did it right the first time. So as you come in, do that same thing again. I turned you off that side. It actually almost became almost like a lan, kind of in between a bong, but it's all just about that rotation. This is not a bong. That is, right? So that became a lan sao, and the lan, elbow, again, forward. It's not elbow into the body. In fact, I don't know if you can see it quite well on camera. My elbow is actually behind his body. This is our point of contact. My wrist is loose, but my elbow is the one making the pressure. It's just the rest of my arm is maintaining that structure. Do you need to take that? Sure. Yeah.
Sorry.
You'll just have to step outside.
I'll look.
Okay. So I don't really entirely know how this is going. Please let me know if there's anything that's just not making sense, if I'm going too fast. Does anybody have any questions? Anything else you want me to address? Because I'm really just doing this on the fly. I have no idea what I'm doing as a presentation right now. Different details, yeah. I am going to try and do something a little bit more free to cover a little bit more. Is there any particular technique, like a Fuk or Bong Kan, or even something more like a Lan, a Gan, Gum, Lap? How would you attack him if you move first, and how would you counter if he moves first? Okay, tricky one. Aw, they think you're a good mannequin. So for me to attack first is actually kind of a tricky situation. I can do some 2 to 3 move combos. For me to attack first is kind of a tricky situation because generally speaking, Wing Chun is not an offensive art. In fact, I would argue to say that it's really never supposed to be. That being said, to strike first has its reasons. Oh, they're thanking you. This is nice. If I was sure that Andrew was going to hit me, well, first of all, I wouldn't be worried because it doesn't hurt. He sucks. But, I'm sorry.
You want me to try?
No, not yet, but I will. But if I was sure that he was going to hit me, I zapped you. I am able to make the first hit. And you notice I'm on the center line. It can happen from anywhere. It can be down here and go up. And so that's up and out, but with motion. And that's our general, where we're into a dart. We're trying to make that connection. And I can make that hit. I try and target things like there, if I can, that one, things like that. I don't generally go for these because they don't do much. The stomach, kidneys, ribs, neck, behind the ears, temples, all the good parts. Those are great. The problem with attacking first is twofold in my mind, at least off the top of my head. One is a legality issue, obviously, where you don't want people to think that you're the aggressor. The other issue is that if, how am I going to demonstrate this? It's probably easier if Andrew's the attacker in this situation. So if you attack, it's easier for me to receive this. The issue is that I can feel his pressure. Right now, Andrew may look static. I'm going to let go. Notice where his hand went. Because he's pushing me this way. I can feel that. And if I'm the aggressor and I'm going up against somebody that's got a lot of skill, they're going to feel this pressure from me. I don't want that. I want to be in control. Right? That was one of those combos I would say. I'm releasing, almost like a Bongso or a Lansao. Come up underneath, whop, Foxao. Also want to point out, that angle of that Foxao is not 45. So people that are saying 45 degrees, which is what? There? If that's 90, I guess that's 45 there. Might be 45 if I'm here. Might not be if I'm back here. I mean, sure, I should probably be in closer. But these angles are going to change. I've heard similar arguments for your stance where people say, like, you know, it should be 50-50. And when you're in here, it should be 90-10, 70-10. That's not necessarily wrong, but I think it loses the focus. Because we should be focused more on concept than we are on technicality. And no, math is very important in this.
Yeah.
Have you seen the name of my stream?
No.
No? My stream is literally called Violent Geometry with a Dance Partner.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
There you go.
it's very much math, but it's conceptual based, not numerical.
Yeah.
So yeah, generally speaking, we can strike first, but it has to be situational. We have to be careful about doing it because any energy I give is an energy that Andrew can use against me if he knows how, and vice versa. But being on the receiving end, I can no longer see chat. If Andrew's attacking me, I'm going to follow the same principles. So if Andrew comes at me, I do have pretty good control. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. I'm following that same center, right? I'm in my stance. I went in towards my target as opposed to backing up. I met him in the battlefield. Get your hand back up. And I placed my hands out there. And immediately I feel this. I'm not pushing back against him. I'm just feeling so that I can feel whatever you want to do. In fact, I'm going to close my eyes. Go ahead. Do whatever you want. So that knee might do something, but I'm pretty sure you're still going down to the floor. And as my Sifu would say, below close the groin, that knee maybe wasn't the best thing for me to do. Let's try that same one. If you did that again, that's probably better, right? My footwork maybe wasn't there. I'm not going to get it right every time. But my point is, again, if you attack again, doesn't have to be the same thing. I'm falling straight in and I'm meeting. Oh, now I feel. So I'm going to keep going. You're allowed to keep going too, but I'm going to keep moving. I stepped back. I shouldn't have done that. You're welcome to take your glasses off if you think you need to. Well, not my best. Not my best. But you know what's... actually, good position. This is my lansao, right? My elbow is there. My bridge contact is here on my arm. He's turned away. This is a great position for me. Got your ear. I've got your kidney. I've got your leg, right? Oh, I love those. Those are fantastic. So combo-wise, because that was brought up, doesn't happen particularly. You get combos, but we don't aim for them. Because it has to be very free, and it has to be based on what I'm feeling from him. You notice every one of those motions, even if that wasn't my best work, and it really wasn't, I had to feel every one of his motions to know what my next was. Even though it's a responsive art, it's still forward. It's not backing up until I fall down a cliff. Better you fall down a cliff. But that does bring up a point that I wanted to address, which is the chain punch. And I wonder if I can get you to do it. So a chain punch is basically just the same thing. You punch with your elbow into the center, just in front of your kind of diaphragm there, your xiphoid, and then it launches your fist forward. The chain just happens that you're doing that. So you're hitting multiple times. But you notice how it's on a straight line there.
Yeah.
Do you think you can do that?
I don't know, maybe we'll try.
Give it a shot, because this is kind of an important note. Focus on getting your elbow in before you punch.
Oh, like that.
Yeah, and then one hand goes over top of the other and turns. So you're actually hitting, just a bit. Now, I want to note too, he is, but he shouldn't be punching with that part of his fist. Punch with these two or these three knuckles, that point. And the reason for that, and you can kind of verify this to people if you want, right now I'm using the flat of my fist. All right? Now I'm just going to use just those. What feels better?
That one.
For me, not for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this is a smaller point. It's like getting hit by a bullet instead of a baseball bat.
Yeah.
Right, okay, yeah, we can do that. So do your chain punch, but face me, and you're just going to rapid fire that. So get those elbows into the middle. So a lot of people that I've seen, keep going.
You want uppercuts or jabs?
No, I don't want uppercuts. I want a straight punch into the middle here. This line. Notice how when I'm punching, they stay straight. I'm not doing this.
That's how I go, okay?
Just keep doing that. I've seen a lot of people talk about like chain punch, hit one over top. There you go. So, and they use this as an attack, as a combo in sparring. The issue I have with that is that as you're doing that, keep going, I can just do that. And if your other hand is there, I get both your hands with one of mine, which means he's turned away, he's cut off, he's pressed. Actually, let's keep this position but turn this way. His arms are pressed against his body. He's trapped here. This is that trapping stuff. Trapping is not something you aim for. It's something that happens in the moment. So I can get that shot. Oh, beautiful. I've got his elbow now. I'm still maintaining this bridge contact. Knee. We can say that, so that's fine. Okay. Unless there's more questions, we're going to wrap up pretty soon, I think, because I don't want to keep doing this too long. So I'm going to take these off. So you get one move. I'm going to just trying to intercept with one. Then you get one or two, and I'm just going to try and follow along with that. If that makes sense.
Okay, well, what?
Just attack. Okay, so I dart. I've made my point of contact. Actually, before I go on, I want to point out something that I've mentioned in chat before, which is tong, which is one of those suppy fat. Tong is this little press that I do. And so as he push, don't do a new technique, just push against me a little bit. I'm pushing back just for like a half split second so that I can very easily feel where he's going. And by the way, he's going down back here. So, did you see his body fall? So keep pushing. So I push back just so I can feel a little bit. His push has changed a little bit. Now he's going that way. Look how much he falls. This was not that. This was just my natural instinct to get to my next motion. This, just that release, is what caused him to fall. Okay, so we'll do that one thing again. I just wanted to talk about tong because, because tong is something that a lot of people know. So you put punch. Okay, so I've intercepted. So now, okay, then what do? You get 2 or 3 moves. Oh, okay. That's maybe not the best one. Maybe let's go back for a second. So this is actually how I train. Okay, so that wasn't the best thing, but you went down for that. So what would have been better? Go ahead. Yeah, okay, you can do something different if you want, but I wouldn't recommend doing that. do the same thing you just did, which was to try and punch me with that hand. So there's my gun. And the issue with saying he now gets 2 or 3 hits is he didn't get those hits. So what would you do from here? I mean, first of all, you're done, right?
Oh, yeah.
The fight's over. From here, like, goddamn, right? But let's say it's not. You keep going. What do I do next? Oh, damn. Turning that way is not a smart thing to do. So that's kind of what we'll do just for a couple times. So you'll do one, I'll intercept, and then you get 1 or 2 moves until you're in a position that you literally just can't keep going.
Okay.
Okay? Or me. If you get me in those, great.
Okay.
Yeah?
So just do things?
Yeah, but slow. We'll do 1 first, just so we can get that interception, and then we'll move on from there once that's happened.
Okay.
Yeah? Okay. So my interception here is my foot. Now, I'm not draping here. Maybe I should be, but it doesn't matter because my elbow is what's pressing, not my wrist. My wrist is loose. Okay? So then that's happened. What's next? My eyes are closed, by the way. Ooh. Was not expecting that. I don't think anybody's ever turned against me like that before. But I've pressed here. Again, maybe I could have done something a little bit better. Maybe I could have done something a little bit better. What's kind of cool here? Man, I can't get him with this hand. He's actually got a good barrier. But I can turn that way. Okay. I think unless anybody's got anything else, I think we'll try and wrap it there. I'll just give you guys a second because I know there's a bit of a delay. I do appreciate this, by the way. It's very interesting doing this against somebody who has 0 experience. Mochi talks the most, apparently. Oh, sorry, I didn't see your comment on so. I saw that when you're blocking Andrew,
You're welcome.
Have your hand that looks kind of like a snake head. Which form is that position? Can you demo the form? So the snake head like that? Fukusan. So that's in our Silentale, right? Can do it here. This is your tan. Actually, if I'm doing it our way, elbow drops into the center, then lift and out, and you see that curl and back. And there's our fuk. Now, important to note that while this is our fuk in our form here, doesn't mean that it's not here. Actually, come back for a second, Andrew. This is just a position. The forms are just positions. They're not. They teach different things, but no, we don't lift. My fingers point to him. I like that you noticed it was a snake head, because it very much is. So if for some reason, actually, face me. We'll go back to that punching in twos for a second. Like, just square face. Okay, just keep punching. Keep going. Slower, because I want them to see what's going on with my hand. Notice my hand actually turns with each one. It's not that my hand is doing this movement here. It's still with the elbow, especially if I get my hips in. But my fingers, what's that?
So that's what you want to be using as your hips.
Yeah, and yeah, a lot of structural stuff. But my fingers are constantly pointed towards him. They're not, I don't even know if I can do this right. Or do this wrong. I'm not, god damn, what are you doing? Punch straight, dude. I'm not, keep going. It's very, I'm trying to do my thing wrong, and it's making it very difficult for me to do it wrong, especially when this is wrong. Keep going. Like, I can't, I just can't do it. My fingers point towards my target. Doesn't matter where I'm going, they're pointing here. And the same, yeah, like a snake. And the same thing happens with my tansao. This is our jut. Bong is a little bit different, except that it's still facing Andrew. It's not over here. I'm not, actually, that's a good point I should mention. If you did that punch here with this hand, I'm not turning my body away so that I can get like a shot from the side. Go ahead. Going in, I'm still facing him. I don't want to face anywhere else at any point. There, that's what I should have done. But as far as lifting, we don't lift. I don't need to. Actually, face me.
Well, it's family friendly. I'm his cousin. Now I'm not seeing that.
Oh, yeah. So I don't need to lift Andrew up. Just maintain that for a second. All I have to do is walk forward. I don't need to lift. I just go forward, and his body goes up because I'm pressing against a structural point, and he doesn't have his stance rooted to prevent it. Which, if you were pushing against me very strong, yeah, very strong, this is breaking. I don't want it to break. Or, no, push into me. Yeah, okay, so if it comes to the point where I'm going to break and I can't maintain that, press. That is when that happens. And again, I'm facing him. He fell. He's well away. Oh, beautiful. Grab the ear, rip it off as you... Now that isn't going to work. His knee is actually braced for that one. Maybe not so much with the pull, but hitting on, nah. We like those. Lifting, I mean with the tan, the first one in the form. We do that. Honestly, while that is a Sum Nung thing, it was added in by Sum Nung. I'm not 100% sure on why it's there. My theory is it was trying to teach somebody a concept, one of the students a concept that maybe they were missing out on, and that it's not necessary for every instance. It may have just been a single point that was trying to be passed on. Maybe he had a collection of students that were always getting this one detail wrong or something. I don't know. But because later on in the form, sorry, we do our tons. We didn't do any lift there. It went straight out. You don't, it's a moment, and it might be very situational to, well, a situation, right? A lot more wrist bending, yes. We're very loose in our wrists. Everything is down here, contact here. I thought you just go forward with the tons and help it. Yeah. I don't always do it the same way twice. I sometimes change my forms a little bit because sometimes I'm just playing with my own ideas. Anyway, thank you for that. Thank you guys for participating. I don't always get participation. I really appreciate that. Please let me know if you have any further questions that may require a partner. I can't guarantee that I'll get Andrew again because I think I beat him up a little much. I don't think he was, I think it's a little bit awkward for you. That's fine. That's fine. But I'll see if maybe I can get one of my C-Dai because I have one in mind that I'd like to try and get on here at some point if I can. I didn't mention to him that I was doing this. He's going to be disappointed he couldn't be here. Okay. Thank you all for that.
Bye.
I appreciate all your help, and I appreciate Andrew for coming and being my wooden dummy.